Hey, everybody. Good to see you guys. All right, we're doing some monster design today. I'm really excited. I have made so much more progress so quickly that I just decided to keep going because I'm almost done with all the monsters. Well, most of them. I think the Titans I'm gonna sort of push till later, and maybe a couple of the legendary ones, but I think I'm like 90% done with all the new monsters. At least the first draft. They'll undergo iterations and stuff, but not having to work in InDesign and just working just in text has sped me up so much. Like I've just been in this really cool flow state for the past like 2 or 3 weeks, and I've really been really been in a cool creative zone. Oh no, Edward. Sorry about that. There's always the you can watch it later, the recording. Um, yeah, so I'm really excited. Yeah, we have the VOD. That's what I meant to say. There's always the VOD. So if you guys didn't see, yesterday I had a cool chat with Andre Novoa of Games Omnivorous. He's one of the guys behind Mouse Ritter, right there, Mouse Ritter, one of my favorite games, as well as the currently active. I think I have it open. The currently active Flail campaign on Back Cricket. It looks really cool. I backed all in the box set plus the extra things because it looks really cool. Um, so it's one that I'd be super excited to play. Let me just go to combat real quick. I can just sort of show you guys. So like flail, and not to get too sidetracked, but I think like there's like cool ideas here that you might find in Nimble here before sooner or later. So Nimble, like where the dice land matters, like if it's on the left side or the right side, so the primary die. And then the sum of them matter, and like what number it is on the face. So if it's a 6 on a d6, that matters. So like that kind of stuff matters. What Andre did with Flail is that you look at all the dice. So you'll roll a bunch of dice. And here, let me get this in, just to sort of show you some of the things that I'm thinking. So with this game, if you get, I'll just go ahead and pull one more. So look, so I have 2 3s here. So I have a pair, right? So if I have a pair, then something happens, right? And if I have a triplet, if I have 3 of the same numbers, something else happens. If I have a poker, which I don't know what that is. 4 dice show the same. Okay, so if you have 4 of a kind, and then full house, a combination of a pair and a triplet on the same roll, or a sequence. So like a really cool way. So typically when you're rolling dice, you roll them and you sum them up, right? And typically that's all that matters, and I only have 3 of these. So typically all that matters when you're rolling dice is the sum of them, or like how high a single die rolls. Like, did I get a 10 or higher, or 17 or higher? So that's typically all that matters when you're rolling dice. But it's really fun with games to figure out more knobs. I call these design knobs. I call these design knobs like things that like you're already rolling these dice. How much can I do with these dice? Well, if the first one is a 1, then it misses. If the first one is a 6, then it's a crit. Okay, that's one thing, and we can sum them, and we can do this, and we can do that. And like if we have advantage, we can roll one more, and then take out the lowest. That sort of stuff. So you can do a lot of stuff with one roll, but then looking at, well, do I have any pairs? That's another thing that you could do. Like, it's another bit of information, another cool design thing that can happen with one single roll. So we're maintaining the flow, we're able to play quickly and get a lot more variability, a lot more coolness out of one single game action. So, right. So instead of that, like if you had a roll, you rolled a hit, or you roll this die to hit and you add something to it, and you roll these dice and then something happens. Then you roll these dice, something happens. All of that takes a while. Especially spread out across, 3 or 4 dozen attack rolls in a session that could eat up, a quarter of your time. So if you could just roll one set, And then you can tell, oh, I've got a 2, 3, 4. I don't know if that means anything. But I go 2, 3, 4, and I've got 2 twos. Like there's just more data that you can do cool stuff with. So I might be doing some. I might be toying around with some of those ideas that Andre Novoa has in his new game Flail. So if you see that, that's where it came from. Really cool stuff from him. And I've got, let me go and close that. I've got a bunch of different like inspiration and idea things open. And we just, so here I just made the Iron Legion, the hobgoblins. I don't like hobgoblins because, like as a name, because they just sound like goblins and it's confusing. Just like armor class sounds like class and it's confusing. Oh, Terry, cool. You saw yesterday's video. Yeah, it was great. I got to meet Johan Noor and Yochai Gale. Yochai. I forgot his last name. Of Karen. I think that's his name. And Andre Novoa. So it was really cool to meet these guys who are super duper smart, making really awesome stuff. Hey, Danilo, good to see you. Thank you so much. A5E, yep. I forgot I had the A5E for like the past 2 years. I forgot I even had it. I was like, oh yeah, I remember looking at it. And I remember that it was pretty cool. So maybe I should open it up and take a look at it. Oh, Andre, hey! Yeah, just letting everybody know that might be seeing a little bit of flail here and there. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting my copy. Yeah. Yep. We have there's a lot of fairies and that kind of stuff already made. Yeah, good question. Okay, so what are you making today? So let's quit dorking around. So here this is my list of monsters that I need to make still. So a lot of these are going to be like fairly simple. But we also have the aboleth. We've got some underground guys. Let me see what else. We have I need to make some. Let me zoom in a little bit for you guys. Uh-oh. Here. So I've got Frost Giant. I don't need that. Rimmeraz, Yeti, Abominable Yeti, White Dragon. I think I do have White Dragon already, so I don't need that. I will make a younger version of it. I've got a Winter Golem. Iron Goats, those are fun. I did a long one on Lycanthropes. I'm pretty excited about those. Let me see if there's anything else. Henchman. We have Spooky Domain. Okay. And then we have in the mystical domain, Lamia Sphinx, Genie, Afriti, Invisible Stalker Face, Spider, Phoenix, Mage, Archmage, and Lich. So all of these may or may not be included, but we'll see. And then we have the Slod. Jibbering Mouther. Yeah, Jibbering Mouther is done. I got that one already. I made a whole bunch of enemy heroes. So we have the Slod that we need to do. A couple of things from the Spooky Zone. Do you have any gag monsters? What do you mean? What do you mean by gag monsters? The game Rain also has a resolution mechanic where you look at. Cool. Never heard of that. Need a Yeti PC. Snow Berserker. And we have Blue Dragon. So I need to make Blue Dragon. So the dragons they take a while. Like all the solo monsters they take a while. We have Blue Dragon, Black Dragon. Let me see anything else. We have gnolls, manticores. I did make an Etten yesterday, and then I made the solo version of it today. We have a bunch of swarms. Let me see. Let me see if there's anything else. I think that might be it. Yeah, we have the fiery domain, companions. Okay. Yeah, so we're down to the last, dozen or so monsters, I think. We're down to the last dozen or so monsters. The Pie Fiend and the Pink Dragon? Probably not. Probably not. I don't know what a Shoggoth is. Yeah, I have Rakshasa here. Right here, it's on the list. I think it's gonna be a level 9 solo. What is a Shoggoth? Shoggoth. Ooh. Okay, so it is a noodly doodly guy. Is that a D&D monster? Shoggoth. CBT? What's that from? Cthulhu by Torchlight? I don't have that one. Okay, so I don't have either of those. I don't want to look at those. I could pick a Shoggoth. I don't know. Older dragons fearsome only for the bravest and most prepared heroes. Yeah. So for the dragons, I think they are they're balanced with like, so if it's level 10 solo, it's going to be as difficult as like a level 11 solo. So like they should be harder. No, there's no slot in the GM guide. No slot yet. What advice would you give for someone who wants to have a dual monster, 2 monsters against the party instead of a solo monster? Yeah, you could definitely do that. You'll need to balance it just slightly different. So like if a solo monster should have 100 hit points, you would need to give the dual monster a little bit more than that, because well, you wouldn't necessarily have to. It depends on how you do it. I would just use the GM guide instructions as a starting point, and there's a couple of. I think they're going to be their own section. They're going to be their own section, I think. I don't know what false hydra is. I've heard of it. I don't know what it is though. It just is it just like a not a hydra thing? What is it? Sorry. I had to pick something out of my teeth. Yeah. Yep. And I think adult dragons is as high as the solo monsters are going to go, not ancient or like great worms or whatever. And maybe if I do an ancient dragon, it would be like a titan kind of thing. False hydras are an undead multi-headed monstrosity that sings a song that makes people ignore it. I don't understand. I don't understand that. Hey, Mortora. Okay, let's get going, guys. So let's go ahead and knock out some of these simpler monsters, and then we'll get to some of the more interesting ones. Yeah. So a lot of these have been much more mechanically interesting, while maintaining the nimbleness, the nimbility that you'd expect from this. They are all. Or at least a lot of them are substantially more mechanically interesting. They do different cool things. For instance, we have the City Watch, Keepers of Peace will arrest disturbers of peace rather than killing them. I think that's just good to say. Bludgeon 1d6, and then they just knock prone. Stop resisting, and I might change this. That might be a little bit too much of a modern meme. But versus prone, they just restrain. If someone's prone, they restrain you, and the escape BC increases for each adjacent ally. So like they're ganging up on you and arresting you and that kind of stuff. And we have a few different levels of those. And I haven't quite gotten to these yet, but probably 1d10, maybe 2d10, and I'll take a look at the numbers in a second. Pulse Hydra is so popular now; it's kind of lost right. It's not popular. I don't know. I never really heard of it. So it could be right in front of you, but you wouldn't notice it if you like Doctor Who. It's like I don't know anything about Doctor Who really. They also eat people, and their song also makes everyone forget. That sounds like a cool thing for an adventure. Like you have to set up a whole scenario and context around it, and not really for like an individual monster stat block. Yeah, I do have a few of those. Let me see. Manticore. Should be here. Brimstone Dwarves. We have. Okay, yeah. So this is kind of like a this would be kind of like a duo monster, but it's like it's a mono duo monster. Forged Tyrant Junzir. So it is a think of like a Duergar on top of a like mounted on a Manticore, which just feels pretty cool. So after each hero's turn, so initially he flies. Okay. After each hero's turn, choose one. Maul, fly 10, and then deal 2d6 plus 6, or Venomous Stinger, d66. So like if you're already within reach, you can gab them. Good. And then Bloodied at 100 hit points, Intimidating Roar. Heroes cannot move this round on a failed will save. Okay, so you're able to set up some nasty Venomous Stinger stuff. Last stand at 0 hit points, Junzir's mount is slain. He loses flying and gains heavy armor. Okay, so while he's flying around, the Manticore doesn't have any armor. So he's easy to sort of burn down relatively quickly. Junzir, now it's just him. Like, he gains heavy armor, but he can't fly anymore, which makes sense. He cleaves off the Manticore's venomous stinger to wield as his weapon. After each hero's turn, choose one. Cruel Whip. Whoosh. So he can move 5 since he's like a dwarf. He doesn't move quite as fast as some of these others. Then reach 6. He can pull you toward him. In the next turn, get him with the venomous stinger. So you can do that kind of thing. So it's more like, phase 1 of the monster does this, and then phase 2 of the monster does that, and you can sort of simulate a duo monster. But if you want a true duo monster, take a look at Killabick and Poppy in the monster manual. In the GM guide, rather. Like you just pick one of them to do per turn. Cool whip. Come quietly, or there will be trouble. Yeah, mono duo. Yeah. Does switching key attributes? No, that doesn't break it. Stand down. Yeah, that's good. No, it doesn't really. It changes the flavor, and if you want to do that, go ahead. It's not going to break anything though. Nimble is very very resilient to tinkering. So tinker away, man. Tinker away, absolutely. Nice, very cool. Okay, cool. Yeah, DC 20 is pretty cool from what I hear. Dungeon Coach, he's great. He's cool dude. Yeah, play whatever you like. Absolutely. Okay, guys, let's go down to let's start doing some designs. All right, we'll work our way up to the assassin. Let's put the assassin down here, right above the rakshasa. Okay, so a spy. He's level 3. I got my Game Master's Guide out, and anytime I open it now, it just sort of like falls open to the Monster Builder table. So open up your class, open up your books to the Monster Builder table. He's going to have 41 hit points. I think a spy is going to have some ability that helps him avoid danger. So I'm going to, instead of giving him the level 3 hit points, I'm going to give him the level 2 hit points. I'm going to give him HP. He's going to have 34 hit points instead. Okay, and I think this guy's probably gonna move like a bit faster. He's like a quick dude. Move 8. He's a spy. He gets in, he gets out. Yeah, it's so fast. Like, what do I do? What do I do with my hands? Did you paste in the new monster builder? I don't know what that means. Oh no, it's basically the same. Are you creating monsters that are like trolls? Yeah, no, nothing. So if you look at the page 37 of the monsters manual, there's a troll here. So rather than I'll answer this and then we'll start designing. So just part of the philosophy of Nimble is that you should maintain the flow. You should avoid unnecessary fiddly bookkeeping. This is the creator's kit. It's free on the website if you want to download it. So you want to avoid. Let's go. So you want to avoid fiddliness, right? And then adding and subtracting hit points is fiddly. You want to maintain the flow. You want to limit. Bookkeeping, all that sort of stuff, and you want every action to be pushing you toward the this way, pushing you toward the conclusion of combat. So a game is a series of choices that pushes you toward the conclusion. So if there are any mechanics that I attack you, okay, we're pushing forward toward the conclusion, or the monster attacks us, like we're pushing forward to the conclusion. The monster is trying to win, we're trying to win. Then if I have, the monster heals himself, we're not going toward the conclusion, we're going back toward the beginning, right? So just philosophically, monsters healing is unfun. Because there's extra steps, it pushes us backwards, and there's more bookkeeping, and it's fiddly. It gives me more as a GM to do. So for trolls, and so instead of healing, if a troll would normally have 60 hit points, and he's supposed to gain 10 hit points per round, we expect combat to go for 3 rounds. Just give him 90 hit points. It's the same. Mathematically the same, but I'm saving 3 mathematical operations that I have to remember 3 times each round, or I could forget, making the troll easier than intended. So we want to limit pitfalls, just like you want to limit like bad trap options for players. There could be like better ones and worse ones, but there shouldn't be any that are like, oh, this is garbage, or this is way too good. You want to eliminate bad trap options for GMs also. Like a lot of monsters in the 2014 monster manual is like this archmage, and then he has a dagger, and like you roll a d4. Like, no, that's a trap option. Like it's worse than taking up space. It's worse than nothing being there. Um, so rather than that, things like pitfalls that the GM can fall into, making running this monster too difficult, or easy to mess up, just avoid all of that. So just give it a little bit more hit points. And for trolls specifically, like they have an ability called regenerate. I think it's called regenerate. Yeah. So troll says regenerate does not die at 0 hit points. Only fire, radiant, or a crit while at 0 hit points can kill it. So we're simulating this regeneration without having to do any of the math. And you can say like, hey guys, this thing has 0 hit points. This thing should be dead, but you could see its body just continually knit itself together. You're gonna have to figure something else out. And then maybe they can assess, they can figure out what this ability is, or they can do different things. But just mechanically, that is much more cool. It's cooler, easier, faster, and better. All of those things than just like, oh, he can heal. I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Cool. All right, so let's get to the I don't understand how to write nimble syntax for a lot of things. Mainly, I'm trying to parse out how to write abilities like D&D Fireball. Okay. I said Fireball. I said that was gonna be the last thing, but you guys are asking great questions. Okay. All right. So if I was writing Fireball, this is what I would do. So you basically just shorthand. So Fireball. This is going to be a tier 3 spell. So it has it costs 3 mana. Fireball. We'll say so if we just wanted to make it as just literally this, so 150 feet, 150 divided by 5, that's 30. Okay, so we would say range 30. So a tier 3 spell, 2 actions, 2 actions, and 30 range is like crazy. If I was just translating it to nimble, I would probably say a range of 12. So 12 spaces. Just because like people's like dining room tables, like you don't have that much space to actually play, right? So I want it to be more dining room table sized rather than like pool table sized or bigger. And keeping things a little bit closer, a little bit tighter, like within 1 or 2 moves of something, just makes it more fun. You can interact with your allies and do teamwork more rather than if like I'm way over here and the other guy's like way over there. So I would just bring the range down just a little bit. Okay. And then it is 20-foot radius sphere. Okay, so I've got to do the math. So 20-foot radius. So radius is half the sphere, so it would be a 40 feet. Okay, so 40 divided by 5. Okay, so 8. All right, so it'd be range 12, 8 by 8 area. 8d6. half on dex save. Okay, there you go. So I do that, and if I was gonna do it, I would probably take this like way down to like maybe a 5x5. Like fireball is just super duper busted. But that'd be it. That'd be it. So so we have just this instead of let's just copy and paste all of this just to and then we might say upcast plus 1d6. Okay, so let's just paste this in. All right, so we have this. We'll bold that, and we'd probably make this like italicized, maybe a little bit smaller, just because that's not super important. So we have one line basically versus like a whole bunch of different things that are going on. So that's what I would do, something like that. Hope that helps. All right, but there is a pyroclasm ability that is the nimble version of Fireball. A little bit more fun, a little bit more interesting, less busted, more strategic, more strategy needed. Ah, Jeff is here, finally. All right, now we can get started. Yep, yep. For simplification, streamline, do you have any design inspirations you look to when it comes to uncomplicating typical? Just use fewer words. Just use the words that are needed. Do you have clippers to create shorts from streams? No. If you want to do that, that'd be fantastic. I am actively like I'd love to have someone to help me with Instagram and TikTok and all those things because I don't do those. So if you want to help, send me an email, evan@nimblerpg.com. Send me an email if you want to help. That'd be fantastic. That's a cube, not a sphere. Same thing. Same thing. Okay, spy. Okay, so our spy, he should be, or she should be, yeah, leave a like. Time for work, leave a like. Should have some ability to get out here. It may be, maybe this could be like a once per one use. When you would be crit. All right, so we got to be careful about this because I don't want to take away someone's fun. I don't want to take away someone's fun. So what I'm thinking is like when you be crit, you can move and like you're slippery. You can sort of get out of here. Blind the attacker. When you be crit in meow. You like blind the attacker. And move 4. Okay. So that is a cool, flavorful ability. Like spies should feel like, that nasty spy. Should feel kind of like that. And then I think this guy, he's going to have dual daggers. And each one should just deal 1d4 plus 2. 1d4 plus 2. I'm going to check in the chart, our monster builder chart. I'm going to check. So level 3, he should be dealing 15 damage. I'm going to up it one step to 18 damage. So we want this to deal 18 damage. 1d4 plus 2. He should probably just get one attack. 1d4 plus 2 with advantage. Since he's dual wielding. 1d4 plus 2. Okay, so 1d4 plus 2 with advantage is going to be like 3.5, 3. It's going to be like 6, like 9 damage, I think. Let me check. Let me check with my balance sheet. What d4? Big balance sheet. Where's the big balance sheet of doom? Big balance sheet. Okay, so here's the big balance sheet. 1d4 with advantage. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see that. That's not working. 1d4. So this is 1d4 normal. This is including crits. And then with advantage, it's going to be 4.5. So this is going to deal like 7 damage. Okay. So he should be dealing 18, and a normal hit is going to deal 7 damage. Okay. So we have a deficit of, we have an 11 damage deficit of what it should be doing. Instead of all the way up to 18, let's give him 16 instead. Let's say 10. Okay, so we have a deficit of 10. Okay, so when he crits, he should deal 10 more than the average. So he should deal 26 damage. So on a hit, he deals 7. On a crit, he deals 26. Okay, so he should be dealing this much damage. So on a normal hit, instead he's dealing this much, and on a crit, he's dealing this much. So it still averages out to that much, but like his crits feel like incredibly poisoned daggers. Yeah. So let's see how we could deal 26 damage. How can we deal 26 damage with one attack? 26. Number of rolls, 1. 1d4 plus 20. Just deal plus 20 damage. Plus 20 damage. Plus 20 damage on crit. And poisoned. That feels very spy-like. Very, very spy-like. I like that. So on average, he's doing this. 1 second, guys. Sandwiches. Stabs. I got a call back. 1 second, guys. Just got a call. Tall compared to them all. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Best boy screensaver. Poisson daggers. Did I spell something? I didn't spell anything. All right, a noble. Will that one-shot a player at level 3 on crit? That's a good question. Let's take a look. No, it won't. But at level 3, so I'm looking at the creator's kit. So looking at the creator's kit here. So the average hero hit points at level 3 is going to be 28. Okay, so it's going to deal like 22, 24 damage. But heroes can also block for like 9 or 10 damage roughly on average, and they can interpose and they can do other things. But this guy that can take you from like 100% down to like 10%. Ooh, that's a little bit spooky. A little bit spooky, and it should feel that way. He's quite a bit fragile. He's rather fragile. He's rather fragile. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to have higher level monsters battle heroes. Is there a way? Can we only use solo creatures? Yeah, so the problem is that, so this is the 5e problem. With with it's the action economy. With a single monster, with a single monster, um, that monster for one monster to be a challenge for like 4 or 5 heroes, that one monster has to be so powerful that it can basically one shot any one of these heroes. And then it has to also be like so there's this like very very fine line that like all 5 of these guys, like these 5 heroes, they can either like one shot the monster, they can go nova and one shot the monster and it's trivial, or the monster can one shot the heroes and it becomes trivial. So like once 1 or 2 of the heroes go down, like you're done. Or like once you get the monster like down to just a little bit, like so the fight quickly like tips to unfun TPK or unfun cakewalk because it's the balance is so fine. So rather than that, if you and like the number of players matters and like all of this, like it really it's a so rather than that, if you want to have fewer monsters, if you want to have fewer monsters, have those monsters go in between the heroes' turns. So between each hero, between every other hero, there's different things you could do. But I would recommend using the solo. So there's 2 different. So there's the monster builder chart here for regular monsters. If you flip over a few pages, there is another chart here for solo monsters. So if you want to have fewer monsters, like 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 monsters, in the number of players are more than that, then use the solo the solo rules. I would highly encourage you to do that. The amount of damage that is dealt, the incoming and outgoing damage is just a lot more. It's a lot more interesting. It's a lot more fun. It's a lot easier to balance. So, for instance, like a party, a level 4 party, they can reasonably survive 12 to 24 damage per hit, right? For level 4 party. That's level 5. For level 5 party, 12 to 24 damage. But let's go to let's go to Kobold Fight Club. So let's go down to level 5. What would a level 5 monster be? Let's go to challenge rating. CR5, trivial, CR6, 8. Okay, so level a level one level 8 monster would be like a decent challenge for level 5. So let's look at the assassin. So the assassin is going to deal the assassin makes 3 attacks using short sword or light crossbow in any combination. So I'm just sort of showing you guys the math of why this works and why it doesn't work. So 17. Okay, so 3 attacks using short sword or light crossbow in any combination. Okay, so he's attacked 3 times. Okay, so let's math it out. And of course, you're not hitting all the time and all that also. So that matters, making it way swingier. So if you hit, you're going to deal, so 17. This is, okay, I won't complain. Okay, so it's 7 plus 17 and poisoned. Okay, let's just say times 3. Okay, so this guy can deal out anywhere from 0 to 72 damage. So if he deals 0, if he misses his 3 attacks, which is not unreasonable, like that's well within the probability of likely events that'll happen, he's going to deal 0 damage. And the heroes are going to say, like, oh, this is easy. So the heroes get 2 turns. Each of the heroes get 2 turns, and this guy has dealt 0 damage. If all 3 of his attacks hit, the heroes, the level 5 heroes, which are going to have... He could take out 2 of the heroes if all of his attacks hit. He could take out 2 of the 4 or 5 heroes if his attack hits. So it's anywhere from all the heroes get 2 full turns, and this guy has dealt 0 damage, or this guy hits with his 3 attacks, and he takes out 2 of the 5 heroes, 2 of the 5 heroes. So there's 3 left, and now it is so lopsided that this guy is going to win, right? Or almost certainly going to win. So it becomes a cakewalk or a TPK, unfun either way. Cakewalk fights are not interesting. TPKs are not interesting. at least when they're like unintended or, you know, for some silly reason. So rather than that, rather than 72 damage per round, with solo monsters, we have oh, not here, here. With solo monsters, we know that they're going to be dealing 12 to 24 damage per turn. So rather than like we've taken no damage, no damage, no damage, bam, 2 of us are dead in 1 round. Okay, it's like we're taking damage, we're taking damage. We can see our resources dwindling every turn, every round. And you could do something about it, right? You could do something about it. The heroes can't lock him down and stun him for a whole round. They can like stun him or do different things for like one of his turns. So like it fixes crowd control. It fixes all these different things. So that is the big problem with using fewer monsters that equal the players, the heroes' levels. Just the math doesn't work out. It becomes way too swingy. If they do hit, they just win. If they miss, they do lose. So that's why there's different math for fewer monsters. So you could definitely do it. There's rules for it, but you can't use these rules for that situation because it becomes quickly broken, quickly unfun. So that is why boss encounters in 5e are not fun a lot of times, or they're so hard to balance. I hope that helps. Yeah, that kind of thing is cool. There's some monsters like that here. Yeah, super hard to balance, incredibly hard to balance. Especially if the stat blocks are like this big and have like 100 moving parts or like 24 different things. And you're like, oh, the adventure expects 4 heroes, but we have 5. Which of these 12 dials do I change? Right? Which of these 12 dials do I change? But with this, again, not to belabor, we'll get back to it. But with this, like, the adventure calls for a level 5 solo, but my heroes are only level 4, and they're fighting him now. Okay, so instead we'll just give him 125 hit points, and he'll deal 1 damage less and 2 damage less on his big tank. So like you could just easily here, or they're level 5, but I have 4 instead of 5. You don't need to change anything. The math is much more robust. It's much more resilient, I'll say. Okay, so that's enough. Let's get down to cooking. Is there a link somewhere to this combat calculator? This is just 5e tools. It is of dubious legal standing from what I can tell, but I use it. I already own all the books for it, so it's just a quick reference. So I have the book here. It's just faster than me like flipping through it like a peasant. If you're talking about that, if you're talking about this other thing, this is koboldplus.club, Kobold Fight Club. Okay, let's keep going. Noble. Come to my aid. The noble should have an ability that allows allies to interpose for them. So rather than saying, oh, all these guards they have interpose, they could do this, they could do that, just give it to the noble. Just give it to that guy. Noble, hit points, 1/4. He's a level 1/4. He's going to have 10 hit points. 10 hit points, and his attack is going to be unarmed strike. It's going to be 1d4. 1d4? Let's say he's a little bit strong. Let's see, 1d4 plus 1. Okay, that's a noble. So some of these are rather easy. Okay, priest. So I think I'm not going to call it a priest. I'm going to call it something else, maybe. But I will keep like priest like in the index, like if the adventure calls for that, so you can look it up. What should we call this instead of a priest? I want to stay away from like real world religious connotations. you guys still with me? We're still streaming, right? We're still streaming? Okay. Devotee. Ooh, zealot. Yeah, zealot. Faithful, holy man. I guess maybe there was a... Yeah, acolyte might be good. Well, we'll leave it priest for now. Okay, so this guy should have fewer hit points than normal because he's priest. So level 4, he should have like 50 hit points. We'll give him 40 hit points. 40. So I'm just going down to the next level, and I'll have some ability to like bless. Hit points 40. He's average. Everything else. Bless you, my child. The chat needs time to think. Okay. When the chat stays still for too long, I say, "Oh no, I pushed the wrong button." Blessings upon you. Once per round, give an ally something like that might be cool. Like, you know, just blessed. Like each round they're choosing a different creature to be blessed. Vessel, conduit. Then we'll give him a smite. Reach. Okay, he's level 4. Okay, so because we gave him fewer hit points than is expected, he can essentially give an ally, like another creature, more hit points. Okay, making something harder to hit. And since it's once per round, we don't have a lot to track. What if instead of it was this? What if instead it was this? Because advantage and disadvantage, it doesn't really do much. The next attack an ally makes is the next attack an ally makes deals plus 10 damage. I love just doing like plus 10, minus 10. And one of the things that I'm doing here, one of the alternate optional rules that I'm adding, and I actually really like this. Whenever you crit, instead of rolling additional dice, deal plus 10 damage instead. All weapons will deal more damage this way, on average. Larger weapons will still deal more damage than smaller ones, but smaller weapons like daggers or short swords will benefit from this more. It's also just faster than rolling an extra dice. So like right now the damage curve. So right now the damage curve looks like I'll go this way. The damage curve looks like this. So like smaller weapons deal less damage, and bigger weapons deal more damage. That's what's to be expected. But what this rule does is it sort of like it increases all the damage. So all of the different weapons, like so it was here, it increases damage. So all the damage goes up, but for smaller weapons, the damage goes up more. So it makes smaller weapons more at parity than larger weapons. So just cool little optional rule. It's faster than rolling extra dice, so you could just do that. Plus 10, yeah. But I love just adding 10 because it's easy to do and super fast. Where? The next attack an ally makes, it deals plus 10 damage. The next time they are attacked, it deals so they're blessed. So each round they're giving out 10 hit points. but I don't have to math it. I don't have to add it and then subtract it. And if it's just like a weak little attack, then you don't get all of the thing. The vicar, yeah. Oh, you guys can't see. Sage, yeah, I like Sage. Sage is more of a Sage is more of like a mage kind of thing. Friar, not friar. Yeah, so instead of rolling additional dice, you could do this. How to vicious? With vicious, I'm not sure. I haven't mathed that out. Maybe it'd be like plus 12 or plus 15 or something. But then that's not quite as easy to add. So I don't know. That's something I'm still cooking on. But for vicious, for vicious, like if you have a vicious dagger, like you could just roll the vicious dice. So it'd be something that like you just take 10 or you could roll the dice. And on average, I think on average, the plus 10 would still be better for even for vicious weapons. So yeah, I don't know how I'd work that out. Sage, yeah, Sage feels more like magey than to me. Maybe Smile can target any creature that. I don't know what that means. Okay. Oh, Smite. Maybe Smite can target any creature. Yeah, I'll just give it. I'm just gonna like reach 8. Okay, so we have given him fewer hit points than normal, and so that we can bless others. Okay. And now we're going to give him a little bit less damage than normal. So normally he's going to be dealing 18 damage. So we're going to have him deal 8 damage. So he's going to deal 2d8 damage. Ignoring armor. There you go. Cool. Now we have a Sage. Like Radiant spells like frequently will ignore that. And I think that's pretty cool. So he's dealing 8-ish, 9-ish damage. And he's supposed to be dealing 18. Because he's giving his allies these boons. So this is like a priority target. Priority target. A knight. Okay, so what would a knight do? He's going to have heavy armor. Absolutely. Armor is going to be heavy. And his hit points. Okay, so this guy, he's going to... So if a level 6 monster usually has this much survivability and damage, he's going to have much more survivability and a bit more damage. And the sacrifice is going to be he's going to be less mobile because he has all this heavy armor. What about getting AoE allies around him get +5? Yeah, that's fine. 5 is a little bit harder to math. Okay, so I rolled a 7. I add or subtract 5. Like, yeah, you could do that. You know, most people could do it. But 17 or 0, like that's just way easier. Just add a 1, right? So certain numbers are just easier to add. Whenever you could just chunk it out. Okay, level 6 with heavy armor should have 41 hit points. I'm gonna give him 50. So it's going to be like 1.5 levels higher. He's got 50 hit points. HP 50. Devoted protector. Knights are, we'll say, Defender of the Realm. There should be a mounted knight baron. Yeah, all right. Yeah, good call. So we'll make a knight cavalier. Cavalier is what is a mounted knight called? It's called a cavalier, aren't they? Cavalrymen, horsemen, cavalry, men at arms, chevalier, retainer, heavy cav. I think it's called a cavalier from cavalry. I think that's right. You guys. Chud! Hey, Chud. Good to see you, man. Thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, good, very good point about the Knight Cavalier. We'll make him level 8. And we'll say move 10. And we'll get to him in a second. Okay, Defender of the Realm. Oh, this is cool. On death. Yeah, we could just do that. We can give him charge. Lance. All right, we'll come back to him. So like so when you kill this one, you just summon a knight. So like he's dismounted and summon a knight prone. I love that so much. That is so cool. It feels like something I Magic Gathering. Yeah. Like create a knight. Create a 3/3 vigilant knight token. Dragoon. Ooh. What is a dragoon? Ooh, yeah, Knight Dragoon. It does sound kind of like dragon, but I do like that. Lance. All right, guys, come on. Let's finish the knight first. Okay, so he should deal at level 6. He should deal 21 damage. I'm gonna give him 24. Long sword. 24. So how can we deal 24 damage? I'm gonna give him 2 attacks. No, I'm gonna give him 1 attack because creatures with 2 attacks generally are faster creatures. So 24 damage. Long swords. How much damage do long swords? What is their die size rather? Whenever possible, I want to keep it. I want to keep it. You know, I want to follow the rules. Where's my cool rules book? Does anybody know how much damage a long sword does? Where's my core rules book? Oh, there it is. It's hidden under the Pathfinder book, guys. Core rules, long sword, 1d8. This should be a great sword. It should be a great sword. He would have a great sword. Great sword. 3d4. 3d4 plus strength. 3d4 plus 16. Ugh, that's a little bit. It's a little bit awkward. If we do 2d4, it'd be 2d4 plus 20. Let's do that. We'll do 2d4 plus 20. Is there something easier we can do? Something that would make a little bit more sense? 3d8 plus 10 is easy. So you guys see how like whenever I'm designing creatures, I try to have easy math to do. 2d4 plus 20, 3d8 plus 10. Like plus or minus 1 damage isn't going to be a super duper thing. Squire, use their action to help the knight get up. Yeah. For the jousting, maybe a crit pushes them off the horse. Yeah, maybe. We could do 1d8 plus 20. That's not bad because a longsword is d8. Yeah, let's do 1d8 plus 20. 1d8 plus 20. That way he's less likely to miss. 1d8 plus 20. That might be all a knight needs. Saving Okay. All right, let's do the Night Dragoon. Okay, so he's not going to have heavy armor while mounted. So his lance is going to deal, uh, so level 8, he should deal 26. We'll call it 28. 28 damage, 28. 2d8 plus 20. That's easy enough. 2d8 plus 20. You know what? Let's do it a little bit less. 1d8 plus 20. Let's do 1d8 plus 20 plus 1 damage for each space. I'll give it reach 2. Yeah. So it should do this. We gave it a little bit less so that when he charges, it deals more. So we're giving and taking. Okay. So how many more hit points does a level 8 monster have than a level 6 monster? So let's see. A level 8 monster should have 91, and a level 6 monster should have. So we're gonna give the Night Dragoon. I'm gonna give him just 30, like 20, 25 hit points, 24 hit points, something like that. Yeah, we'll do this. I really like that. I think that's super duper cool. We have a knight and we have a mounted knight. He doesn't have to attack at reach 2, but he can. The knight and horse essentially be one creature. Yeah, you don't have to fiddle with any of this. So he takes 25 damage, he's knocked off the thing, and there you go. Charge attack? Yeah. Okay. Doppelganger. Let's go to the doppelganger. Okay, so what... yeah, I could probably clarify that. At 0 hit points. No, I like it. I think that's clear enough. Uses, yeah, swapping, yep. I might take the Oni, find Oni, some of the stuff from the Oni, because the Oni... where's my Oni? Where is he? He's in... Mystical Magical? Misk? Oni. Odd Shapeshifter. Let's take that, and what we'll use some of these vibes. A doppelganger. Okay, so it's not going to be that exactly. We'll just say shapeshifter once per round when attacked. So it's not going to be odd. On a primary die roll of 2 or 3. Maybe not that. Maybe just once per round. Let's say once per round. Reach 6. Okay, because he can do this, It's like, oh, I shapeshifted that into your friend, and like you thought you were attacking me, but you actually attacked your friend. Okay, so level 6. So doppelganger is supposed to have how many hit points? 68. So we're gonna go down 2 steps to level 4. So 49. We'll give him 50 hit points. 50 hit points. Because he has this cool ability, and he's supposed to deal 21 damage, we're going to go down again at 2 steps, maybe 3 steps, to 15 damage. So we'll give him 15 damage, and we'll give him even fewer hit points. So level 6, 1, 2, 3, we'll give him 40 hit points, because this ability is going to absorb a lot of damage. Okay, so how can we deal 15 damage? Let's give him 2 attacks, so he's pretty mobile. 15. So he's not dealing a lot of damage himself, but it's that he is this creature that can like move around and do fun stuff. Yeah, let's say 1d8 plus 3. That's easy enough. We could do 3d4 and then give him a cool on crit thing. Could do 3d4. 3d4 on crit. What would a doppelganger do when he crits? It wouldn't make sense that he would make you afraid. He might maybe confuse you. No, it's me! When next to another ally, attacks hit your ally instead of the creature. Yeah, something like that, yeah. Yeah, so this is a tool made by Matt Schiffler, Double King. It's a free. Yeah, it's on somewhere. It's on Discord if you check it out. If you wanna ask there on Discord. It's just a spreadsheet. It's just a spreadsheet, but it's a pretty cool spreadsheet. But if you want something like this, it's basically just this table, but like more options here. It's just this column in this table. But yeah, the super duper cool tool that Matt made. I think doppelganger, like I think this is probably enough for this creature. So 3d4. I would like to give him like an on crit thing. Deceptive strike. We'll give him a deceptive strike. On crit, what would he do? Let's look at our flavorful monster abilities. Shifty can move after being attacked. Sneak turns invisible. Standard bearer, sturdy undying. Maybe he could blind 1 round. Tricky can swap places with allies or enemies. Doesn't make sense that he would be spiked or savage. Controlling. Would he daze on crit? Deceptive Strike also swaps place with an enemy. It makes PCs want to spread out. Yeah, no, that's cool idea. It would be too complicated. Cool idea for like a video game, maybe. Like take one of the cards out of their hand, make a copy of a card that they hold. Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, that'd be cool, but probably too much for an RPG. So like you have to remember like all the different letters of TTRPG. It has to take place at a tabletop. Or like some ideas are better for like an adventure rather than like an individual monster stat block. Or like this scenario, like this happens. Odd crit. Maybe on crit, swap place with an enemy. Like, so these guys are always sort of moving around. Maybe something like that. So this is more of like a retroactive shape-shifting. He's constantly shifting and moving, dipping and dodging. Okay, let's go to Assassin, guys. Assassin is going to be like a spy, but more. Toto's ability from JJK. I have no idea what that is. Does he reach? No, probably not. They're moving around enough. He's a doppelganger. Okay, Assassin. This one is pretty spicy. This one is pretty spicy. Let's say when you crit a target with fewer max hit points than you, they drop to 0. Or you know what would be even funnier than that? When you crit, when you crit plus 100 damage. Boom. That's fun. That's fun. Should Assassin go before the heroes? It could. It might not though. It can bide its time, wait until they're engaged and doing stuff. All right. All right. Then we can say okay, we're going to give him a move of 8 and hit points. So some of these like more special, like bigger guys, they so to answer what we were talking about before, like do you always have to have like 1 or 2 monsters per hero? It's recommended, but if you could have like 1 level 14 assassin, and then like 3 like level 2 guys. So like you could have like 1 guy that's way stronger, and then like a couple of rabble, like a few rabble to get the numbers to where you want it to be. So they don't all have to be all level 14 guys. Like you can have 1 really big guy, and then like these others to soak up damage, to pick people off here and there, to give everybody else something to do rather than just focus fire this one guy down. Move 8. Okay, Assassin is level 14, so it should have 184 hit points. Instead, we're going to give him 120 hit points. This guy should feel pretty fragile. So let's just do this. 1d4. No, they should definitely not be bigger than d4. They're using daggers. Daggers are d4s. 1d4 with advantage. Yeah. Let's give him the cheat ability. Let's give him the cheat ability. We want this guy to like reliably do his thing, because that is what we want to happen. Reprint files. Heroes. Where are heroes? Skip. Oh, that's not that one. We have to open up the cheat. I don't know why that keeps coming up. I don't like this veteran skulker. I'm gonna give it. On crit. When does it stop being visible? When it takes an action? When it attacks. So I believe that is in the thing, invisible. Is it where is the rules for invisible? I believe the bandits have it. You're invisible until you attack. Okay, yeah. There you go. Cruel blades, poison dart. There you go. I like that. This guy's he's gonna feel like an assassin. Like no other monster's gonna feel this way. So in Nibble, if you drop to 0 hit points, like you could still fight. So like it feels scarier than it technically actually is. It's like, oh yeah, I'm the Oathsworn. I've got 100. Let me see. How many hit points would he have? How many hit points? What are let's say he's level 10. Level 10 Oathsworn, he's gonna have like 70, you know, he's gonna have like 80 hit points probably. And he's gonna be able to block for like 20 damage. So like he'll like he's gonna feel big and beefy, but like and you say that is going to be like you'll roll your d4. Oh, critical hit. That is going to be 105 damage. 109 damage. What? Yeah. So you go, you drop to 0 hit points, but you're not dead. You're not like out of the fight. So it feels scarier than it is. Like you get back up and your allies can take him down. He has very, very low hit points. So I'm not too worried about this guy like being a TPK machine. But he's going to be able to down somebody pretty quickly. He's an assassin. He's level 14 assassin. You would expect him to be able to do that. All right. Yeah, I like that. That feels like a cool assassin. Cool encounter. Wouldn't it be a problem for higher level heroes? Plus 100 damage in crit from multiple enemies. I mean, like, it could be plus 1 billion damage. It's still just going to take you down to 0. It'll give you 1 wound. So it's not, it doesn't matter. Like, if it's 100 or 1,000 damage, it doesn't matter. It's more the flavor. Like, it's the thing, like, the GM's eyes will see that and say, ooh, okay. That's just cool. Like, that feels cool. There's another monster, I think it's a Spectre, one of the undead. Deathly Touch 1d4 on damage, set hit points to 0. It does the same thing, but like the assassin does it by just dealing a bajillion damage, and the Spectre does it by just setting your hit points to 0. Like, it just like sucks the life out of you, right? I think that's really, really cool. And like for, Ancient Dragon or whatever, it'll deal a whole bunch of damage, but it's not going to be able to assassinate an Ancient Dragon. And we don't have to do this nonsense about what level you are and what level it is and all that sort of stuff. I think this is really cool. I like it. Okay, so for Rakshasa, so something that we haven't done yet, since I've sort of known like what vibes I'm going for all of these. For Rakshasa, I don't really know like exactly what it is or what the vibes are. So let me show you show you guys what I do for some of these guys. Where there is, first of all, I need to check and make sure that Rakshasa is Rakshasa. Okay, so Rakshasa is in the SRD, so I don't have to worry about like, oh, I pick up with the name Shakrasa. So let me show you what I do to get a better idea of what it is. So let's check out 5e first. And actually, let's see how interesting the assassin is for 5e. Evasion, something, deck save. Okay, doesn't do anything. Makes 3 attacks. Oh yeah, we already read that. It's not interesting. Okay. Cool art though. Look at that. Look at that face. Okay. Oh yeah, I always thought this was like the weirdest thing, like the thumbs on the wrong side for this guy. I don't think I like that. Okay, Masters of Manipulation. Rakshasas infiltrate communities to claim positions of power while disguising their true natures. They can kidnap, hunger for flesh, withstand some drinking magic. But what do they do? Okay, let's check out some of these other monster books. So I just want to get like the vibes for what these are. They are fiends. Okay, so they're fiends. They're bad guys. Mastery of magic. Okay, they can do magic stuff. Backward facing hands or mismatched limbs. Humanoids in the animal's head. Okay, can we lean into that? Implant themselves in mortal communities by tempting those. Okay, so they tempt. They do magic-y stuff. Desire for revenge. Okay. And then there was this other thing that I have. There's level up. Let's grab this over here. Close some of these extra windows. Okay, so there is this. Uh-oh. There is this file, this folder that I have from years ago that I never looked into. Okay, there's a rakshasa there. Someone like did a home brewery thing of just like a bunch of like their versions of monsters. I was like, yeah, I'll check it out. Okay. So this rakshasa, yeah, it's like this just looks like someone, like the thumb being backwards. It just looks like someone didn't know how to draw. Okay, I do like the tiger head. I like them being super duper smart. Claw. Okay, cursed claw is a cool thing. Sweet promises. You guys can't see this. And this is the level up of Advanced 5e Monstrous Menagerie, one of the best 5e monster books. Charmed. Okay, so it can charmed, invisible, fly. This doesn't feel like super magical. Read thoughts. Shapeshift. Counter proposal. Ooh, I like that. Maybe he could redirect attacks. Okay, so let's start writing down some ideas. Magical dude. Magical bad dude. Trixie. Magical bad dude. Trixie. Revenge. So we're just writing down some ideas. Shape-shifting. I don't like the shape-shifting thing. I think we have enough shape-shifting stuff already. Does poison dart need range? Yes, it does. Thank you. Range 12. Ray, let's give range 10. Okay. Magical dude, Trixie, revenge, plotting, infiltrator. Did I spell that right? I didn't. Infiltrator. Okay, we're getting some vibes. I want to lean more on the the spell casting thing. I want him to have some cool spells. Okay, so I didn't really get a whole lot out of that. Let's check out the 5e stat block, and then we'll look at Pathfinder. If he dies, he comes back. Okay, something. Cursed touch. Okay, I do like the curse idea. Cursed touch. Cursed claws. I like the lion head, or the tiger head. That one is cool. Baleful command. Baleful is a cool word. So I don't like these kinds of curses that last a long time and do that kind of thing. I don't like that. Whiz save, emanation. What is an emanation? Area effect around you. Psychic damage, frightened, incapacitated. No. Okay. No. Let's give him some cool spells. Let's just give him some cool spells. So if he's level 9, let's just give him some spells. He could summon allies. I don't want to have too much. Going on. What does 100% double mean? David. Hey, David. Teaching you to go through frustrating loud, is it? Any updates in the routing class? Nope, not yet. Can't like people. The only thing again, I think that'd be pretty quick giveaway. Okay, let's take a look at the Pathfinder thing. See if there's any cool ideas there. Sometimes there are. PQR, purple worm, rust monster, rock, retriever, rat, dire, rakshasa. Backwards bending fingers and its bestial snarling visage leaves little doubt as to its fiendish nature. That would leave some doubt to me. So I still don't know how to read. Pathfinder stat blocks, but this guy can cast lightning bolt. Yeah, I like that. I like being able to he's a spellcaster. I'll give him some spells. Charm person. That's cool. I like this guy just being like a grab bag of random stuff. Grab bag of random stuff. He's gonna be a grab bag. Grab bag of random stuff. Okay, so those are the vibe that I have for him. So let's get his numbers. Level 9. Okay, so hit points. Hit points are going to be, where's my thing? Not that one. This one, not that one. This one. Okay, too many books. Okay, so this is a solo. Level 9, hit points 250 for medium. He's not gonna have any armor, I don't think. So 195, 250. He should have another 50, so 300. 300 hit points. That's a lot of hit points. Let's give him 250 and just some other way to maybe like ice armor. Some other way to reduce damage coming in. Okay, once you have like a ton of hit points, hey, Terry's caught up. Welcome to the present, Terry. I don't think this guy would summon allies. Gregory, no, that's an adventure that was already published previously. I don't have any good way to. I might just go ahead and include it in the box in the set, but there aren't any current plans for it. But if any of the currently planned adventures fall through, I might replace one of them with it. I'll see. So maybe we'll see. Yeah, party trick, dude. Yeah, can I get a quick thumbs up from everybody? Thumbs up. Okay. Weakness. Thumbs up. It can't be affected by spells under level 6 unless you choose to be. I don't like that. I don't like that kind of thing. Can we have that flavor without that? Okay, so let's do this. Excuse me. Medium armor versus spells. That's cool. Medium armor versus spells. Yeah. I like that. All right, so I like so what spells are we giving this guy? Let's see how much damage should he be doing per turn. Level 9, 16 or 32. 16 or 32. After each. Okay, so like maybe he has like 4 or 5 different cool abilities. Maybe he has 4 or 5 different cool abilities. Yeah. Flame barrier feels appropriate. Let's go to the core rules. Look at some of the spells. Medium armor versus spells work on the HP side. What does that mean, Jason? Hey, Jason. Let's give him Storm Lash. That one seems cool. Storm Lash. And Storm Lash is going to deal 3d8 plus 4 damage. And I'm not going to say he has Storm Lash. I'm just going to I'm going to streamline the ability, and I'm just going for the vibes here. Storm Lash. That's a fun one. Let's give him a cool necrotic spell. Ooh, unspeakable word. Maybe when he's dying. I don't think he's gonna have any radiant spells. We'll give him like a weak spell, like Entice. Fire spells. Yeah, okay, so defensive / offensive 1. Stormlash, Entice. Redirect spell targets? Yeah, maybe. It can deny player rerolls as a reaction. Definitely using it in my games. That's kind of cool. I should have kept reading the Pathfinder one. That's fun. Schemer. Never hero. One. Let's make that one use maybe. I don't know. That is kind of a cool idea. All right, Stormlash, Flame Barrier, Entice. We gotta have something that lets him move around. He can teleport or something. Snowblind would be a good one. Okay, so we have Fire, Lightning, Necrotic, Ice. Let's give him a Wind. Let's give him a Wind ability. It's gonna be a solo, so he's not gonna have any allies, I think. Most spells don't have modifiers. So most spells don't have modifiers. Well, a lot of them do, especially for like the cantrips. So like cantrips are much less like cantrips are far less effective on him. So like for instance, Flame Dart 1d10, it's +5 damage every 5 levels. So he basically he's resistant to cantrips. So he's much more effective against those kinds of things. So you have to spend mana on him. So same vibes. But in order to like really get through, you have to spend mana to get him. And so similar vibes. Like they did inert or null. Yeah. Arcane null. Arcane nullification. That's cool. What if Chaos Table? No. A lot of them have to do with like mana and different things that would be too fiddly. That said, Dryads. I think it was Dryads. I did make Dryads have their own sort of random chaos table. I think it was Dryads. One of the new monster groups I made have their own like table that like you roll this and something happens. We'll see what happens. I don't know. You don't know. We don't know. Maybe the last spell or attack the player just cast. No, I don't want to have to. I don't have to mess with that. It feels fiddly. Great for video game, fiddly for a tabletop game. Okay, so let's do a wind spell. Let's do the one where you can move people around. Eye of the Storm. Yep, that's a perfect one. Eye of the Storm. Okay, so whenever there's a legendary monster with like a bunch of things going on, I will generally write like, hey, recommended, just do it in order, you have a good time, right? I don't want to have 2 different abilities if I can help it, but let's see. Okay, so let's start with a big thing. Stormlash. And maybe it's not Stormlash, maybe it's Arc Lightning, but with like 3 targets or something. So 16 or 32. Okay, this will be our opener. Just to scare them. Okay, so if it's going to damage, let's say this is going to damage 2 heroes. This is going to be more like Arc Lightning then. Okay, so let's say 16. Number of rolls is going to be 1. What damage die should this guy have? 2d10, 1d10 plus 10. That feels pretty good. 1d10 plus 10. D10s. Lightning, reach. 10. We'll just give a bunch of 10s. All right, flame barrier. So it's going to be flame barrier. It'll be something like channel, something, channel flames, channel fire. Channel fire. So 1d10 plus 10. Okay, so this one is dealing damage to 2 targets, so it's 32 damage roughly. This is dealing damage to 1 target, and it's going to be 16 damage roughly. And entice, let's okay, so strong, weak, strong, rhyme blades, abyssal blade. We'll say abyssal blades. How do you handle the art of legendaries? Do you always start with mechanics first? Do you have great artists? Sometimes it goes either way. If I have really cool art, you're like, ooh, this guy has like portals in this kind of weapon, then I'll say, all right, well let's make a stat block around that. If sometimes I will. It depends. So it depends. Sometimes I'll look at the art and be inspired by that. Sometimes I will make stat blocks and then ask for art. So my concern is that there's too much going on. Summon. Teleport. 4. Then okay, so he's gonna be moving around. He's gonna be moving all around. What's the benefit of giving medium armor to spells instead of resistance? So resistance is just half damage. But medium armor means that you don't add the modifier. So cantrips, they deal plus damage every 5 levels. So if you're fighting this, you're gonna be like level 5 or level 10, somewhere around there. Or you'll be level 9. So since it's solo, sorry. So the +6 damage or the +12 damage or +10 damage from your cantrips is just ignored unless they crit. So it's a cool way. I think someone said in 5e, like they could ignore lower level spells; they're just unaffected by them. So this is a way to have that kind of vibe, that flavor, without the annoying nature of like, oh, I have to do this or this or this. So that's why. So as long as you're spending mana on it, most of the other spells, like Arc Lightning, deals 3d8 damage. Ride the Lightning deals d88 damage. So if you're spending a lot of mana on your spells, then you're able to you're able to like get through this. But if you're trying to like coast and be super duper efficient, your damage is going to be much lower. So it's just a cool way to tweak the thing, and said, oh, just give him 300 hit points or 400 hit points, and he just takes damage from everything normally. It's good to be able to force or to encourage players to change up their tactics, so that the best tactic against this guy is not going to be the best tactic against another guy. Creatures. Adjacent creatures take 1d10. Let's say 3d10 damage, just to change it up a little bit. Is that different enough? I want him to feel like a big grab bag of like, oh no, what's coming? So like solo monsters take way longer than regular monsters. So I might come back to this guy. I feel like we're well on our way to DD monster now. Yeah, I don't know what that means. Maybe we come back to this one. Let's do some like regular fun ones. I don't want to spend all my gas on one guy. So we got some deep gnomes, some fungus folk dudes. Deep gnome. Copy. Let's give the deep gnomes a guy too. Maybe level 2. Deep gnome. Tinkerer. Sounds like something they would have. Deep gnome tinkerer. Okay. Aboleth. Oh, I did want to cook on that. Let's at least get some ideas for the aboleth. Okay, so what is an aboleth? What is an aboleth? Ooh, it's got a lot of things going on. Info: aquatic. Okay. Aquatic mind control boys. Oh yeah. A lot of the newer ones don't really. A lot of newer ones don't. Yeah, I'll be adding that. I'll be adding it. Alien, Foulwater, Psionic. Okay, Psionic. Think water boys. All right, how big are they? They are large. Oh, okay, they're not that big. Okay, Psionic water boys. I think that's probably enough for me to start cooking on. All right, let's talk about. Yeah. Let's talk about deep gnomes. Like rock meld is sort of the things that deep gnomes have. Aren't Darrow a thing? What are Darrow? D-R-O. Are those gnomes? Small aberration? They feel kind of gnomey. Yeah, like crazy gnomes. All right, let's say you were a gnome, a little dude, trying to survive underground. What kind of things would you have? You'd have like decoys, distractions, hide, camouflage. You'd have those kinds of vibes. You'd probably be a little bit crazy. Be a little bit crazy. A little bit crazy. What does it mean to be crazy? Let's get the stats down while we cook on that a little bit. Level 1, small. Level 2, small. Yeah, we do need some little boys there. HP. Level 2, 34. Oh, but I'm going to go down one step to 26 because they're going to have some other way to survive. These guys' HP is going to be 18. Just going down one step in the thing. Rock meld. What would this do? Maybe it's not rock meld. Maybe it's like... Maybe they do something with cover. Let's read what cover says. I think it's just disadvantage. It puts disadvantage on attacks against them. They always have cover. When near rocks. Maybe? They always have cover when near rocks? Is that very gnomish? Is that very gnomish? I don't know if that's super gnomish. Let's take a look at the ancestries, the gnome ancestry. -1 speed. I think that's important. -1 speed. So let's do move 5. Go down here. Move 5. They're not the fastest, not the strongest. -1 speed. They could re-roll. -1 speed and they can re-roll things. I think the Tinkerer is going to summon A, and then he's level 2, so he's going to be dealing 13 damage. Summon A. Summon a 2. D6. Tinker. Summon 2 Tinkerbot minions. What do they do? I don't know yet. We're still cooking. That's a rock meld? Okay. This isn't the most interesting. Ability because it just makes the heroes miss a little bit more often. Maybe they don't have to be super interesting. Maybe these could just be like, you know, cool little. Hey, over here. I feel like that'd be something they would say. Maybe they could turn invisible and stationary. I don't like messing with invisible, typically. Maybe something more around surprise at onset then? Maybe. Any interesting darkness interactions? Maybe. I think darkness stuff is more scenario based and less monster stat block based. I feel like they would say something like, hey, over here. Taunt an enemy. Range 8. Okay, level 1. 11 damage. It's going to be... taunted. Range 8. So so they're basically chucking rocks. They're chucking rocks. And they're taunted. What are we doing? Level 1. 11 damage. Let's keep them to D6s. 3d6. Let's do 1d6 plus 6. 1d6 plus 6. On hit, taunted. So these guys can sort of like direct the damage around amongst themselves to protect their tinkers, to give them have time to create a swarm. That feels kind of cool. So what if they were like just really good against ranged attacks, but not like, so when you're far away, rejects that disadvantage. So like if you're far away, like you can't really distinguish between them and the rocks. But if you're close up, yeah, you could see them. You could smack them. What if they had like rock step and they could move through solid rock, maybe? That's cooler. So these guys feel like a skirmishy group. They can move through solid rock. What if it was something like this? That seems kind of cool. Like these are like skirmishy kind of boys. I don't want to have the problem of like, naked gnomes. So yes, we will hand wave that away. You could misty step them from stone to stone. Yeah. Yeah. As long as you don't stop movement there. End. As long as you don't end. Cool. I kind of like that. That makes these guys feel pretty cool. Yeah, so that's how they survive, by distracting people. Yeah, they only have range attacks, and these are their melee guys. Okay, yeah, I don't hate that. Let's go to the fungus folk, guys. Let's go to the fungus folk. And I don't like guard and bind. I don't like fungus folk something. And I think we need to change the name of these guys. But what are these guys gonna be? What are these guys gonna be? Shrooms. They should probably have an on death mechanic. Spores. Something with spores. Calming spores. Days. That's cool. The GM can spin an action for this round. The GM can. The GM can select your next target. One of those seems fun. Hallucinatory spores. There should be a shroom necromancer. Hive mind, fungus folk, groove is in the heart. And in the mice. What? Fungus zombies? Yeah, maybe. Alright, so these guys. I feel like these guys are not gonna be fast either. I think they're gonna be like relatively slow, but ranged. HP. I think they're gonna be a little bit more hardy. Level 1. Let's make them small also. That feels correct. HP. Give me 26. Let's say 22. So like halfway between half a step down. Move 5. Maybe these guys are even slower, like just sort of squishing around. Nah, these are like little toads. Little toad, dude. Little toad from Mario. Poison spores. Level 1 is going to deal 11 damage. So gnomes are D6. The mushroom guys, I feel like these guys are gonna like be less so. Definitely not D10 or D12. D8 or D4 maybe. Let's make these guys D4s because they're sort of like blind little doofers. 1d4 plus 8. 1d4 plus 8. Oh, grit poisoned. Okay. That feels pretty good. I want some different names for these guys too. Different names for these guys. Squish. Okay, so we have to give this a range. Range. A reach of 6. Okay, so we have a little bit of a nombo here. Okay, so this guy, he wants to attack from a little bit further away, but for this, he wants to be close for that to work. Did you have a headbutt attack? All right. Headbutt. 4. So I feel like if I'm headbutted by a mushroom, it's not going to hurt a whole lot. So let's just say this is a 1d4 on hit. On hit, hallucinate. That's fun. Make and so this is the hallucinatory guy. Yeah, let's say keeper. Keeper's good. Custodian. This seems fun. So they don't need to do a lot of damage because you're going to deal damage. And then this, so like we wouldn't want someone to be poisoned because then like this attack isn't going to on crit. Move. Enticing spores, yeah. Moving toward. Yeah, that feels cool. It's cool. Like now we're getting rid of the nombo. We're making a combo. Okay, so reach. Let's give it a little bit more of a reach. Reach 8 since these guys are small. No, they're not small. They're 6. I mean slow. Fungus folk keeper. So at level 3, they're getting up in your business. So we'll give them 36 hit points. HP 36. Focus folk always know what castle the princess is currently in at the moment. Yeah, that's funny. I like headbutt. That's a fun idea. Yeah, just it doesn't deal any damage at all. Fungus folk. Let's look at some trippy words. Psychotrope. Yeah, let's call him a fungus folk psychotrope. Like the guards are like trying to like, no, come over here, and go to sleep, go to sleep. Yes, that seems fun. They're just trying to like confuse and distract. They're not dealing a lot of damage. They're not dealing a lot of damage. So in maybe their attacks only deal D4 damage. And then the damage comes from something else. Yeah, I like the idea of these guys. They're like totally harmless little doofers, but like they're tricksy to fight. Enticing spores. I like the idea of them moving them towards you. Maybe like you move like so they try to maybe you take 1 damage. Plus 1 damage per space moved. Okay, so that feels cool. That feels cool. So you're incentivized to select people that are far away, 6 spaces away, to deal extra damage. What could we name this so that makes sense flavor-wise? Would it be like a thorny spore or something? Maybe this guy just has an ability. Hazardous ground. Oh yeah, dissolving. Yeah, maybe it's this. Hazardous ground. Enemies suffer 1 damage per space moved in this area. And these guys go to like quick, squish around, try to get people around them, and then they die, and they calm you down. Yeah. Spore barrier. The gym immediately spends an action for you, moving or making a basic attack. That feels cool. So that you can combine them together. You can move a guy further away just to have him enticed again. If a creature dies while infected, they turn to a zombie. I want these guys to be like happy little silly doofers, not like do like undead zombie stuff. Yeah, these guys feel fun. Should there be a third fungus folk? Should there be a third fungus folk? Oh, they're aren't there? What are they called? Myconids. Myconid Sprout, CR0, okay. Sovereign, CR2, Adult. So Myconid Adult is level 1, and then a Sovereign is CR2, so level 4 or 5. So let's make a Fungus Folk Sovereign. Let's actually see if Myconid, is Myconid a word we can use, or is that not a word? It's not a word we use, so we'll use Fungus Folk. Fungus Folk is fun. Fungus Folk Sovereign. Sovereign. Level, what do we say, level 5? HP. Level 5. He should have 60-ish, so we'll give him 50. Let's look up some fungus words. Structures, growth. Fungi map, glossary of useful terms. Is it like mycology? Mycelial network. Let's call it like a mycelial network. Mycelial. So fungus folk gain advantage on attacks. I think that's cool. It's like you're more likely to hit and you're more likely to crit. I think this should just be on hit, on hit, because he's not dealing with damage on hit. You're more, so this makes him more likely to hit. Spore explosion. Hey, good to see you, Derek. Spore explosion. Yeah, shared hive mind aspect. Yeah. That might be too good. Of an ally. You can make someone hallucinate twice. Hmm. That could be fun. Large fungus that produces smaller ones, which if it's trying to infect a parasite. I don't want to do like parasitical things for these guys. These guys should be like silly little like happy doofers, I think. We got to keep the vibes. Yeah, we definitely have to keep the vibes of these guys. Yep. Yeah, and they can go bad. There was some adventure we were playing that like there was like you were fighting them until like they sort of figured out what's going on, and then like, oh yeah, you're friends, it's fine. um, I feel like he should have his own thing. What's another? Let's look up our glossary words. People keep asking that. No current plans. That I am working on some gun rules that might take care of that fantasy, and the artificer might scratch that itch as well. So we'll see. Maybe they're like a gunslinger subclass for the artificer. Jameson, what the Canadian? What is the fantasy of the gunslinger that you would rather play that than any other class? What's the fantasy? So like I don't get the fantasy currently. So if you tell me what the fantasy is and I understand it, like, okay, well that sounds cool. Then I can definitely do that. I'll think about it at least. But yeah, people have been asking about the gunslinger. I don't understand what the fantasy is about it just yet. Western Sky Pirates. Gunslinger go pew pew. I mean, like how is it different than like hunter or artificer? Like, what is unique about it? Or mage, just like throwing spells. Like, can you do it already with flavor? All right, let's take a look at Myconid Sovereign. What is a Myconid Sovereign? I'm thinking dead shot idea, quick draws, maintaining weapons, spell shot subclass, fast nimble actions. There's not. It's flavor. Could be a subclass. Yeah, like a dead shot with a bow, quick draw bow, like all of that makes sense to me. Yeah, I think it could be a subclass. With a new I think we might be able to scratch that itch with the new black powder weapons that we have. Okay, so what is this? What does this guy do? I don't think he does much. Animating spores. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like the idea of them like bringing dudes back to life. Pacifying spores, stunt. I don't like that. Rapport spores. No. So there's nothing useful there for us. What could the fungus folk sovereign do? He gets advantage on attacks. Mycelium network. He's level 5, so he should be dealing a good bit of damage. Reach. So this could just be choking spores. Maybe just has like a really wide, like really big, like reach 12. Deal 2d4. 12 AoE. 2d4. Any action forcing spore thing, like forcing a player to attack another, or you're trying to avoid that? No, yeah, that's fine. Like for hallucinate, like yeah, you can. The GM spins an act, like you can. GM makes you attack an ally. Detonate other fungi and use them as bombs. They're not like kamikaze, like just like a big, like a huge AOE, like everywhere. Like your whole dining room table, 2d4 damage. Yeah, I think that's fine. Just like, get out of here, leave us alone. We've got spores you're breathing in. And how does that match up with our expected damage? 19. So 2d4 damage is going to be 4. So 4 times 4, 16. Okay, yeah, that's pretty. It's pretty close to, like, if there's 4 heroes, you get them all. 2d4. Let's say. Uh-oh. Ignorance armor, ignorance defense. Yeah, there you go. You can just breathe in and in. Yes, if you make a player attack another, isn't that going to take an action to take away an action from their pool? Yes, because these guys have like so few hit points for the level. This is their way of defending. So the heroes don't have 3 actions to attack them, and most they have 1 or 2 actions to attack them. So you can do that as long as you reduce their hit points. So that they're dealing very little damage, but they're mostly controlling things. So they're mostly like they're controlling kind of thing, which I like. Yeah. What do you think, Derek? You still here? You like the Mushroom Man? All right. So like these kinds of groups are so much more fun for me. Solo monsters are like very onerous for me to build because like they have to. It's almost like making a mini class. They have to like work together so well. Like these little doofers, like they're cool. I really like making these guys. All right, let's do the gricks and the grell, the grick and the grell, the noodly parrot dudes. Okay, let's take a look at A5E again. Oh, and then the aboleth. I was gonna do the aboleth. Let's see if there's anything cool, any cool ideas here, because I don't really know what they're supposed to be or what they're supposed to do. Grick, grell, gricks. What are they? An invasive species from a nightmarish plane, ambush predator, lightless environment near watering holes. So they're sort of like alligators. Okay, alligators, yeah. So alligator noodles reproduce quickly. Maybe minion stuff. Cool. Hey Matt, good to see you. People are asking they're asking about your cool sheet again. So if you get a couple of pings on Discord, I apologize. I sent them your way. Okay, gricks. We're looking at gricks. Ravenous eaters, Eidolon, Grimlocks, and Guardians. I don't think we have Grimlocks here. Oh yeah, that's definitely a gator. It lives in Homebrew. Okay, cool. I'll send them there. I'd like to have that or something like that on the Nibblenomicon website. Like different dice rollers and helpful things. Okay, so the octopus dudes, so they're going to grapple. Okay, so they're gonna grapple, then use a beak, I think is what we're going to say these guys do. Giant grick, camouflage, I don't know. Spider climb, I don't know. Tentacles, it grapples you and it beaks you. Okay, so they're pretty straightforward, you know. Grapple dudes, chompy boy, yeah. Grapply chompy boys. We could definitely do that easily. These guys, they don't, it doesn't look like they would have any. This lamp doesn't work, and it's always, I'm gonna have to give that a bad Amazon review. Like it flickers a lot. Is there more than one Discord? There is, no, just nimblerpg.com/Discord. And if for some people the link doesn't work, just open it in a private browser, and it'll work. Their beak should ignore armor. Ooh. Yeah, maybe like something like sort of crushing thing. Maybe. All right, let's get the numbers out. I don't think they're gonna have any different movement. Level 4, 50. Level 12, 150. Grickbeak helm. Cave gator, yeah. What do we call their noodly things? 1D. I think these guys should be D8 guys. Maybe like 2D8. Ooh, 4D8. Grappled. I don't know if that's how much damage they need to do, but if they have like 4 arms, it's cool if they have like 4D8, you know? So these guys should deal... Ooh, 4D8 is exactly what it should be. They should deal 18 damage. Perfect. 4D8 grappled. Escape DC is going to be 12. Escape DC 12. Let's say escape DC 14, or if or when crit. It's like if they're grappling you with all 4 arms, it should be hard. It should be pretty hard. Or what should we call the noodly arms? Okay, verse. If grappling, it should deal a lot more damage. What should we call those noodles? It has advantage. Take like tentacles, I guess. Tentacles. That's the word I couldn't think. I could think of tentacles. Tentacles. Okay, so let's do this. 4d4. Okay, so the tentacles aren't dealing a lot of damage, but they're grappling you. So less damage for the tentacles, more damage for the other things. So you do that like that. That is a maneuver that I enjoy to do. I enjoy doing. Tentacles. Now, okay, so 4d4. So let's just go 4d4. On average, that's going to be 10. 4d8. On average, that's going to be 18. So 18 plus 8. 44 plus 8, 26. So we want to deal 26 damage on their crushing beak attack. Okay. So let's go up to 20, 26. Two D4 plus 20. 2D4 plus 20. There you go. 2D4 with advantage. So you're still rolling 4D4, but now you're rolling 2D4 and you're rolling 2D4. That feels better, and you're less likely to miss. Yep, that feels cool. Crushing beak. Yes, I really like this. So he has 4 tentacles, and he rolls 2d4 with advantage. And then there you go. This is so cool. Need to machine, do my once. Back to almost all in. All right, cool. You know what? After looking deeper into Hunter, basically hits every mark one. All right, cool. Yeah, just use the Hunter and use the black powder weapons, and you'll have like the cool like shooting. You maintain your weapons, you fix them, that kind of stuff. And I think this guy should summon minions. What would what is a baby worm called? Not baby word. Baby worm. A wormlet. Okay. This seems cool. This seems pretty cool. Okay. And this guy, level 12, he's supposed to deal a lot more damage. 35. Okay. So we'll do 2d4 with advantage. 2d4 plus 10. We'll do 2d4 plus 30. We'll give him a little bit fewer hit points since some of his damage budget is going to be eaten up by his little wormlet friends. So we'll give him 130. So these little wormlets, they can grapple for him, so he can just get right to beak crushing. I think the Grick wormlets need to be their own thing. So Grick wormlets. So we'll go ahead and specify since I think they have a little bit more going on. If 2 or more wormlets hit, yeah, there we go. So like they're tiny little minion. Let's say small. They're small minions. Yeah. That feels pretty. So super easy. Super easy to escape, but like you have to go to the rules channel and like thumbs up, I think, and then it'll show you the rest of the thing. Agente. The deep Nidar. So this is like the grill, the grell. So what is a grell? Or one of my favorite little silly little creatures, grell. Pabosto. What is this? Fendelver Emblo. I don't have that one. Okay, grell. These are really cool little parrot beaked dudes. Barbed tentacles, venom, intellect, psychic, business, paralyzing tentacles. I don't like paralyzing tentacles. Let's do like a psychic parrot thing. Jellyfish. Jellyfish. Yeah, Matt, I'd like to see if we could update that, fix it, clarify it, or something. I set that up a long time ago, and I don't love how it works. Other servers have like a cool like, oh, select all the things you're interested in, you know, kind of thing. I don't know how to do that though. Jellyfish. How do jellyfish hunt? How do jellyfish hunt? Drifting along using tentacles. Armed with 1,000 microscopic venom-filled stinging cells, nematocysts to paralyze prey on contact. Okay, I don't want to do paralyze. Okay, cool. Subtle Julian Smith reference? I don't know who Julian Smith is. What if paralyzing tentacles were slow acting? Yeah. I mean, I don't want them to be like identical to the other thing that we just did. Maybe we can do like a... We don't have enough int saves, so maybe this guy makes us do something with an int save. Some sort of sonic blast sets up a beak bite, maybe. Some sort of sonic blast. So this is he's got a flying. He's a flying dude. Fly. 8 HP. Should have 68. Now we'll give him 60 since he's gonna have some things that can do some shenanigans. And then his damage is gonna be 21. 21 damage. Jellyfish, Sonic Blast, paralyzing, but not taking away your... like a flump. A creature would be paralyzed in a certain amount of time, and the creature could try to resist. Eats mana? No. There might be some parties with no people with mana. I don't like taking things away from people like that, except for hit points. What could he do? Let's scroll down to our Scion, since we have some psionic things here. Let's see. Scion. Sonic Field. Powerful Mind. Strain. We're not going to do any strain business. Sonic Blast. Suffer damage. Hampered Mind Prison. Dream Prison. What if instead of... okay. So int save or dazed and cannot or I don't like cannot take reactions. Maybe reactions take one. Well, let's just say dazed. Let's just say dazed. Dazed until... there you go. Dazed for 1 minute. Thought the brainstorming in these sessions? Yeah. He should sting you and make you see illusions? Yeah, maybe. So, like, this guy makes it harder to take reactions because you're just dazed. You only have 2 actions to work with. Would that be too punishing? Int save? What if instead of dazing... Each action spent beyond the first deals X damage? Maybe something like that? Was reprison and save? Something like that could be cool. Maybe this guy's beak could be verse. So maybe he can only beak a dude who is... I don't think his tentacles should grapple. Because we already have the gricks grappling, and these are like sort of like... Maybe he can only use his beak against a creature that's like dazed already. Maybe the tentacle's dazed. Those tentacles. Okay, what if it's this? Ooh, I like this. I kind of like this. Okay. So you're incentivized to use one action on your turn. Whoop. You're incentivized to use one action on your turn, and then one reaction. Illusory prison doesn't make sense. Illusion thing. Illusion thing and save. $10 damage is probably too much. We'll say 4 damage. 4 is maybe not enough. 5 because they're going to be level. Yeah. I don't want to. I don't want like 5 of these guys to just blow up a level 20 guy. So maybe this is just a condition you get and you have, and like if there's multiple of these monsters, then like you can't get the condition more than once. But I don't like the idea of like one person not having it. Int save for half damage. There you go. Some sort of illusion thing that does this. So they're incentivized to use reactions in a way that they wouldn't normally. Phantom pains? Yeah, phantom something. Yeah. Sonic Crush. There should be a monster that throws pineapples? What? that is... You win the award for the most random comment today. What? If that's a reference to something, I don't get it. Roll an int save. Roll an int save for initiative instead. Maybe like that. Manic. In my Nimble Eberron game, I had a question come up about being to defend against mental attacks. I rolled no. Would be great. Correct. Yep. Generally, it's something that's called out. So, like, for instance, I think in the core rules it even says, like, except for psychic damage. But if you look at, like, a psychic attack, like Vicious Mockery, it should explicitly say Vicious Mockery, damage 1d4 plus int, psychic, ignoring armor. So yeah, you can't generally defend against it unless you have some reason why you could. Like maybe a Scion could defend against psychic damage, but nobody else. Psionic Flames. I don't know. Level 6, F12. Something like that. Neural entanglement, earplugs. Hey guys. Something like this. We're getting closer. It needs to be refined a little bit. Venomous tentacles. Beak. Okay, so the beak. So let's say the beak deals +5 damage, and the venomous tentacles deals -5 damage. So 26 or 16. So this should deal 16 damage with a 1 attack. Are we using any dice or numbers already? 8. He has a fly of 8. Yeah, I mean, 8 is as good a number as any. 1d8 plus 10. There we go. 1d8 plus 10. Something, something, something. Or... So this should be something that makes them want to spend an action, a reaction, or something. Beak. This should deal 26, so 1d plus 20. 1 plus 20. I kind of like it. I think it needs to cook just a little bit more, but like we're most of the way there. We're most of the way there to a cool idea. Yeah, yeah, we're most of the way there. I'm pretty happy with these. So we have the aboleth left. We started cooking on rakshasa. Assassin. I'm really happy with assassin and doppelganger and the rest of these guys in the city and town. I think I have rat swarm already, so I'll go ahead and get rid of that. I think I have that somewhere else. And then the mostly we have Rimmeraz, Yeti. We have Rimmeraz and Yeti, and then White Dragon. So those are going to be fairly easy. Let's go ahead and put in the Rimmeraz numbers, and then we'll... What if a monster could make you scared of your friends? Yeah, some of them do. We have that already. Rimmeraz. CR11 and CR5. CR5 means he's level 10. Level 10. CR11 means he's level 17. Then Yeti. This is just to maintain 5e compatibility. Yeti CR3, so that's level 6, I believe. Level 6, CR3, level 6. Abominable Yeti is going to be CR9, which is level 14. Level 14, Young White Dragon. It's going to be solo, so I'm not worried about that. I'll figure that out later. Do you have non-solo mind players? Yep. Yep, got a bunch of them. Made a bunch of those guys. Where are they? Aberrations, under aberrations. Cool, guys. Any final questions? I think we might wrap it up here in just a second. Any final questions or thoughts? I think this was a pretty productive afternoon. I might go grab some lunch, refuel a little bit. But yeah, we're making great progress. So we basically have a few dragons, spawn toads, the slod, and then I think we're done. I think we're done after that. We have swarms. I think we have pretty much all. Fiery domain, yeah. Wow, guys. Wow. All right, so I'm going to be thinking about Slod because they are so cool. Slod and the mystical guys, and then we're done. Oh, Marcus, you want to chat? You want to chat now? If you have time now, we can chat about the thing you're working on. All right, guys. I think we'll call it there. Thank you so much for hanging out. 3 hours on the dot.